Thank you, Mr. President, for the protection given to me this morning. Don't overstretch your luck. You are not too far away from the opposition still. On the fair bid of the Super Eagles of Nigeria to qualify for the Federation International, the Football Association FIFA 2022 World Cup qualifier, and the attendant vandalization of facilities and loss of lives at the MKO Abiola National Stadium, Abuja. This bill is sponsored by myself. The Senate notes with utmost dismay the vandalization of valuable facilities and loss of lives caused by the IRF football fans at the MKO Abiola National Stadium, Abuja, on Tuesday, 29 March 2022, following the fair bid by Super Eagles of Nigeria to qualify for the Federation International, the Football Association FIFA World Cup, scheduled to take place by November 2022 in Qatar. Recall that in 2010, FIFA had awarded to Qatar the right to host the FIFA World Cup in 2022, and leading up to the World Cup, qualifying matches are played between countries across the various regions of the world. Recall further that Nigeria's national team, the Super Eagles, failed to qualify for the FIFA 2020 World Cup after losing to Ghana, even though the match ended 1-1 on goals and 1-1 on goals aggregate. The away goal rule applied to guarantee the Black Stars of Ghana the World Cup ticket at this coveted soccer tournament, to the disappointment of Nigerian football fans. Aware that violent reaction by irate football fans reportedly took place in the aftermath of the Nigeria versus Ghana qualifier, leading to destruction of stadium facilities and loss of life, including the unfortunate death of Dr. Joseph Kabungo, a Zambian and FIFA CAF anti-doping medical officer. Observe that the MKO Abiola National Stadium, Abuja, was jam-packed with highly expectant Nigerian football fans throughout the controversial match, and the alleged violent reaction of these fans to the outcome of this match has become a subject of local and international media criticism. Concerned that a lot of valuable facilities at MKO Abiola National Stadium, Abuja, were reportedly destroyed, but the extent of destruction is yet to be determined by the relevant government authorities. There is no gainsaying that the destruction will cost the government of Nigeria several millions of naira to either replace or effect repairs. Further concerned that apart from several unidentified football fans who were injured as a result of this incident, the unfortunate death of Dr. Joseph Kubango, a Zambian and FIFA CAF anti-doping medical officer, is a huge loss to the global football community, going by glowing tribute paid to the deceased as a result of his immense contributions to the growth of football on the continent of Africa and the world in general. Convinced that there is an urgent need for the Senate to investigate and ascertain the remote and immediate cause of the vandalization, the extent of the damages, and the number of victims who either died or were injured as a result of this ugly incident. Accordingly, results mandate the Committee on Sports to A, investigate the remote and immediate cause of the failure of the Super Eagles to qualify for 2022 World Cup despite the huge fund by government, individuals, and corporate bodies. B, investigate the vandalization of facilities at the MKO Abiola National Stadium, Abuja, in the aftermath of the Super Eagles of Nigeria's failed bid to qualify for the FIFA 2022 World Cup bid. C, invite the Nigeria Football Association, NFF, and the Minister of Youth and Sports and relevant agencies and entities directly or indirectly involved with the maintenance of the MKO Abiola National Stadium, Abuja, for the purpose of ascertaining the extent of the vandalization, loss of lives, and generally arriving at a satisfactory finding on the subject matter of this motion. Thank you, Mr. President. I so
Did I hear you mention?
distinguished colleagues, I remain Senator Abba Moro, representing the very good people of the Benue South Senatorial District. Mr. President, I rise to second this motion moved by my colleague, Senator Nachi, on the unfortunate failure of Nigeria to qualify for the FIFA World Cup in Qatar. Mr. President, I so second. And Mr. President, with your leave and permission, I will make a few comments. Mr. President, the day of the match was a very, very sad day for the Nigerian people. Pervasive in the stadium and in homes was a sense of frustration and national loss, because the expectation was that Nigeria was going to qualify given the result of the previous encounter. Unfortunately, it was not to be. Mr. President, it is sad that Nigerians vented their anger and frustration on the physical MK Abiola Stadium and some persons. The person who died, I'm told, I wasn't there, died as a result of cardiac arrest. May his soul rest in peace. So, Mr. President, I think there is an urgent need for this Senate, if possible, to intervene to see that our stadia across Nigeria are properly structured and made in such a way that future occurrence of fans invading the pitch or destroying the stadium will be prevented. And of course, for us to urge the Nigerian Football Federation and the Sports Ministry to take urgent steps to make sure that Nigerians, especially our footballers, are properly motivated and committed to the nation. Because, Mr. President, my observation personally was that there was no sense of urgency, there was no aggressive approach to the match that day. But the rest, as they say, is history. I sympathize with myself and Nigerians that expected us to fly the flag in Qatar and hope that tomorrow will be better than that day. Thank you, Mr. President.
We'll go to the mandate the Committee on Sports to A, investigate the remote and immediate cause of the failure of the Super Eagles to qualify for 2022 World Cup despite the huge fund by government, individuals, and corporate bodies. Those in favor of this prayer say aye. Those against say nay. Ayes have. Prayer 2, investigate the vandalization of facilities at the MKO Abiola National Stadium, Abuja, in the aftermath of the Super Eagles of Nigeria's failed bid to qualify for the FIFA 2022 World Cup bid. Those in favor of prayer 1B, say aye. Those against say nay. Ayes have. Prayer 1C, invite the Nigeria Football Federation, NFF, and the Ministry of Youth and Sports and relevant agencies and entities directly or indirectly involved with the maintenance of the MKO Abiola National Stadium, Abuja, for the purpose of ascertaining the extent of the vandalization, loss of lives, and generally arriving at a satisfactory finding on the subject matter of this motion. I have a problem with this. One, I was in that stadium, there was no loss of lives. No loss of lives. So let's not put it into this kind of this thing. Yes, you are raising your hand, Chairman.